Hello there, this is Ty the Movie Guy, and today we are going to watch the Spider-Man trailer, one of the most hyped up trailers of ever, possibly. And of course, I've seen it before because I'm too much of a fan just to save it and record and blah 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 blah. I had to watch it, but I've seen it a bunch of times already, and I've seen like theories and this and that, so I'm more educated while watching this and while talking about it and stuff like that. So let's get into it. It is such a great trailer. Like I said, one of the most hyped up trailers for of course the multiverse, and Toby. Certain things have definitely hinted to him, and it is like really, really, really possible. Like, before it was like, he might come, but like all the leaks and all the stuff in this trailer is just showing him more and more, and I think it's gonna happen, and it is going to be great. So let's start this trailer. So this is just a little random little sneak peek thing.
Oh, look at this. This is a good one. Some suggest that Parker's powers include the male spider's ability to hypnotize females.
Okay,
Stop.
this is just some random relationship thing. It's kind of cute, but Gwen Stacy and Andrew Garfield did it better.
Listen, I did not kill
Okay, in this scene, from theories and stuff, people have pointed out that the guy in the white shirt there might be Daredevil, which is really cool because that's more parts of the multiverse. Or he might have already been in the MCU. I'm not entirely sure, but that's really cool. And I haven't watched the Daredevil show yet, but I really need to. I don't know if I'll be able to in time for this movie, but I still really need to. And so yeah, seeing him is really cool. Daredevil's a really cool character, so that's really cool. But the way he slams the folders on the table seems like he's against Peter. So everyone thought they'd be friends and he'd be defending his case, but maybe he's against him.
Does Nick Clegg feel relieved about all this? What do you mean?
More relationship stuff.
Now
So
that
cute.
everybody knows you don't.
Okay, and then there's that sign there. People have been pointing out that it could either be Mephisto or it could be Daredevil because Daredevil's got the horns, and it could possibly be Daredevil because he's already been hinted in this movie in the trailer and stuff like that. But I don't think it's Mephisto. People are just they've been bringing up Mephisto over and over again. Like, just leave Mephisto out of this.
Really have to hide or lie.
Okay, more high school stuff. I don't care about the high school stuff.
Then how do you tell someone that you're Spider-Man?
More high school stuff. I don't care. I've been to high school. It's pretty lame.
Hurting a lot of people. I've just been thinking about how to fix all of this.
Oh, Sanctum Sanctorum.
What do I owe?
So for some reason the Sanctum Sanctorum is all snowy and everything, and I've read theories where it's because Hulk crashed through in Infinity War, and the stairs are fixed and everything, so the ceiling's probably fixed too, and I'm pretty sure he crashed through like the big window thing, and that was fixed and everything too. So I'm pretty sure that's not the reason why it became all icy, or maybe breaking it like it's a magical building, so maybe it unleashed a spell or something like that. But I don't know. You think it's been a while since that happened, so you think it'd be fixed or something. So that's kind of weird, but I'm sure they'll explain it in the movie.
Pleasure.
I'm sorry to bother you, sir.
Please, we saved half the universe together. I think we're beyond you.
I think that's a cool reference.
Steven.
My friend pointed out to me that the CGI felt kind of weird in certain places, and this is the one place that I noticed it. And he probably wasn't talking about this, but like, does anyone else think that Benedict Cumberbatch's head doesn't really match the hoodie and jacket? Like, I don't know if it's because he looks poofy and I'm not used to him like looking thicker like that, but it just it looks weird. Like his head looks separate from the body, and that's like the only time. I don't know the CG. I don't. It's probably not even CGI, but it just looks weird to me. But and I like the little reference to Infinity War and Endgame, of course.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
It's a funny little joke. I love that black and gold suit that's been revealed as toys and in minifigure form and everything like that for Lego because I'm a Lego nerd. And yeah, that suit's really cool. It might be the inside of the Homecoming suit, which is pretty cool. it's just a cool new suit. I'm not sure which one's going to be the main suit, but I'd be okay if it was this one.
And Mysterio revealed my identity.
Mysterio, Jake
Tuxedo.
Gyllenhaal.
I was wondering if maybe you could make it so that he never did.
Strange. Don't cast.
So with Wong here, Wong is about to hop through that portal, and people have made theories that he's off to go fight Abomination. And you know, he obviously is in the Shang-Chi trailer fighting Abomination, but just because he's seen here going somewhere and he's seen fighting Abomination doesn't mean he has to be connected. Like, you know, Wong has a separate life, or I'm sure he's not like going grocery shopping. He's probably gonna go deal with other magical stuff. But like, just because it shows him going somewhere doesn't mean it has to tie to another thing in another movie. I think he's just, you know, off to go do some stuff. Like, nothing that important. He looks pretty cool with the vest though.
It's that spell. It's too dangerous. Fine. I won't.
Okay, so this is the thing that really bothers me. People have brought up, like, you know, Doctor Strange is a character to do reckless things like that. Like, he got in a car accident because it was on his phone, and I kind of feel like I can debunk that by saying, like, you know, he was just not responsible at the time. He was like this cocky surgeon and stuff like that. And then in Infinity War, he gave up the stone, which was also very reckless. But he looked into the future, so he knew what was going to happen. So it was reckless, but he knew the outcome. And from the looks of it, he's got the Eye of Agamotto, but I don't think the Time Stone is inside it. So he can't see the possibilities. So he doesn't know what's going to happen. So this just feels very, very irresponsible of this very wise character. So I have heard theories that this is a variant, and either I hope he's a variant, so it explains like this is an evil version of him, maybe the one from What If, and that's why maybe he's opening it on purpose, and he wants the villains to come to help him out, like Sinister Six. So that'd be cool. Or he does know the outcome, and he knows he's doing it on purpose because he knows that it's for the greater good or something like that. I just really hope it's not like this really sloppy plot where it's like, oh, we saved half the universe. And like they did do that together, but I still feel like they don't know each other that well. And even if it was like a really close friend of his, I don't think Doctor Strange would be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll help you. Like, I don't know, it just seems like a very reckless thing to do, and that's like the biggest thing that bothers me about this trailer. But I'm hoping they will definitely touch on that and fix it in the actual movie.
Wink. The entire world is about to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Or maybe Spider-Man really has to convince him and give a really good reason.
That's not how the spell works.
So MJ's gonna forget about everything we've ever been through?
Stop tampering with this.
Okay, and then I find this also really dumb how he's this wise sorcerer, and you think he wouldn't know to like do the spell in like a nice, safe area, and he'd be like, okay, Peter, step outside the circle and don't talk while I do the spell. Like, I don't know, it just seems like it's such a goofy way to mess up the spell. Like, Peter Parker's like, what about MJ? What about Ned? What about my aunt? Like, that seems like such a dumb way to mess up a spell, and I don't know, that's just a really weird thing. I hope it connects to maybe WandaVision and connects to Loki and stuff like that, and maybe all of those things combined does the multiverse. Oh, I really hope it's not this alone, because that's just a really goofy way to set up the multiverse, just talking during a spell.
Spell.
Oh my god, Ned, he's my best friend. Oh, my Aunt May should really stop talking.
And this is a really cool scene. Just it gives off Spider-Verse vibes, which is really cool.
What just happened?
Christmas.
We tampered with the stability
Oh,
of
seeing
space.
Spider-Man in like the visuals of like Doctor Strange, you know, where the city's like moving and stuff like that. I watched bits of Doctor Strange a couple days ago, and it was like the scene where all the buildings were moving and stuff like that. And you know, that's one of the best parts of Doctor Strange, just the visuals. And combining that with like a fan favorite of Spider-Man, of course, is really, really cool.
The multiverse is a concept.
See, look at that. That's so
which we
cool.
know frighteningly little.
Oh, okay, and we gotta go back. This is obviously, or I wouldn't say obviously, but this is probably Electro, which is super exciting because you know the Electro in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 was pretty disappointing, but I'm sure they are going to give him a better chance in this movie. and I don't think he's going to be blue this time. I think we did see set photos, and it was, Jamie Foxx as his regular self and not blue. I'm hoping. I think he was like dressed as a firefighter, but yeah, I'm hoping he has some cool suit. It doesn't have to be too comic accurate because that one was pretty goofy, but I'm hoping he does have like this cool green and yellow suit with maybe without the helmet. But yeah, he's gonna look really cool, and I'd be okay if he was the main villain. And then this train scene is also really cool. People point out that this is the train from the Toby Spider-Man 2, the Toby scene where he's got to stop the train, and people pointed that out in that one Loki episode in that one weird place with all the variants, and I really don't think that's happening. Like, of course, connecting it to Toby is great, but I don't think that's what they're trying to get at because it's New York. Like, New York is like the most important place in Marvel, and I haven't been there. I hope to go there, but I have a feeling that all the SkyTrains there, just look the same. So like using it once, and if they want to use a train again, it's gonna look the same. So I have a feeling it's not connected. It'd be cool if it is because it just means more possibility of Toby coming. But I just think it's a regular train, and I'm really excited for this scene. It just looks so wacky. Like, look at the tracks in this like canyon. It looks like the canyon from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but there's tons of canyons, so it's probably not. But yeah, this looks really cool, and like this definitely isn't New York, so I wonder what the context of this scene is.
Problem is you trying to live two different lives.
Oh, this scene is really cool. Like, what's that box thing? I wonder what's going on here. Like, is this how he's gonna ultimately fix the problem? Like, just split up Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I have a feeling that's not what they're going to do, but that would be no, I wouldn't be a huge fan of that. But I wonder what the context of this is. And then check out this dog. That dog's cool too. I love dogs. Iron Spider, that's a great suit. Kevin Feige. Wait, why did I say Kevin Feige? That's not Kevin Feige. It's Jon Favreau. Okay, and then there's a lot to talk about in this short little scene. Let's see if I can pause it fast enough. Oh, okay. So this scene is very blurry, but in this scene, people point out like who is this mysterious figure that he's looking at, and I don't know if some people have just like this great eyesight and I'm blind or something, but I really can't tell what is back here. It's just so dark back there, and so I'm just like guessing off of what other people say. And some people have said it's Vision, or not Vision. Some people have said it's Venom. Some people say it's Lizard. So I'm guessing they see this big figure, but I honestly can't tell what's back there. And going off of what other people say they think they saw, I am guessing it is the Lizard because with Venom, I feel like they want to introduce Venom through his movie and not just like through this. Venom is like a character they are putting a lot of work into, and I don't think they want to introduce him in this movie. They probably want to introduce him in his own movie. So I think this is the Lizard out of the two options that people have thought of, but for some reason I can't see what's going on back there. And then this scene is also really cool. I of course noticed Electro because the lightning, but I didn't pay attention to the big mound of sand, and I had to see online that I'm like, oh, of course, sand. It's Sandman, which is really cool. And then people have also pointed out that it looks like he's protecting Peter, which also makes a lot of sense because at the end of Spider-Man 3, he was on good terms with Peter Parker. He's like, yo, sorry for killing your uncle, bye bye. And yeah, they were on good terms. So I think it'd be really cool if he's, of course, not a hero, but maybe just an anti-hero, and I'm hoping he's not in this movie too much as a hero because I don't know, he just kind of blocked the spotlight for Spider-Man. I hope he shows up a wee bit, but he's really cool to come back. Just all these villains are really cool. And then this might be my best scene. Maybe it's tied with the scene coming up, but yeah, it's not giving me goosebumps now because the effect kind of died because I watched it, yesterday already, but this is so great. This is such a great way to hint to a character without actually showing the pumpkin bomb and the laugh. It gives off Emperor Palpatine vibes from The Rise of Skywalker, which is really, really cool. And Someone needs to wash this car. This car is dirty. That bothers me. Wash your car. So that's really cool. Explosion.
Be careful what you
And
wish
then-
for, Parker.
Oh, and then people have pointed out in that one scene with Peter Parker talking to the one lady, people have pointed out that that's the same suit that Toby wore, and it does really look like the same suit, but I don't know how they're going to tie that in together. I don't know if it's just a Peter Parker thing who liked to wear the same suit, or it actually was his suit or something like that, but I don't know if that was intentional or not. It just seems like a very like small thing to really tie together. Like it's I don't know. I'm not 100%, but it'd still be cool. And then of course, hey Peter. Of course, Doc Ock, which is really really great. I love the way they hinted to all the villains. You know, most of them were pretty subtle, or no, I wouldn't say too subtle. Most of them were kind of obvious, but never actually showed the character. But this one is just upfront, and I think that was needed. I think not all of them should be kind of secretive. Like one needs to be upfront, bing bang boom, here he is, and they chose Doc Ock, and he's looks a bit different with the hair and everything, but he still looks super super cool. And if you saw earlier, the tentacles, the inside of the claw is red, and that means that he is the tentacles are in control, which well, you would expect, of course, because he's a villain, and he's not going to be a good guy the whole movie. He could maybe go back and forth, but he's not going to be a good guy the whole time. So that was kind of expected. And then he says, "Hey, hello, Peter," which some people were saying he's saying that to Toby because he doesn't know Tom Holland Spider-Man, but like, which does make sense considering this seems like the first time he's seeing Spider-Man, and it would have to be Toby because he only knows Toby. But if he's already dressed as Spider-Man, the suits are pretty similar, so he would just assume it's Peter. So he doesn't have to be talking to Toby Spider-Man in this scene, but it would still be really cool. It's just really cool how the certain Peter Parkers are facing off against their certain villains from the past movies. And yeah, just people just keep trying to find ways that Toby is in this, and I'm pretty sure he is, and this is just really great.
Hello, Peter.
So that's probably tie as my favorite scene. No Way Home, December 17th. That's the day. And then a PS5 commercial. How great. Speaking of how great was that trailer? That was just amazing. Like all the characters that are coming back just look super, super great. And I was talking to my friend, it would be such a missed opportunity if they introduced like the 5 villains and don't just add in one more to make the Sinister Six. And part of what I realized about this movie is that this movie is a perfect opportunity to introduce the Sinister Six because it's all about the multiverse, and because of the multiverse, they were introduced in previous movies, so you don't have to reintroduce them. Because if you were to reintroduce them, you would like waste the entire movie setting up 6 villains. But since it's the multiverse, they were already set up, so this is the perfect time to put them in a movie, which is really, really great. So yeah, I love the characters in this movie, all the villains, and hopefully the other Spider-Man. But just the plot, the starting thing about how Doctor Strange is like, okay, we saved half the universe. I'll mess up the multiverse for you. I barely know you, but yeah, that bothers me. It doesn't bother too many people, but it bothers me, and it doesn't bother me that much because I have high hopes that they will explain it better in the movie. And if they don't, it will really hurt the movie for me. But this Marvel is a really smart company, so I don't think they would do something like this. So that's my one worry. There's like a small chance that they like set it up in a really dumb way, but I'm assuming they won't. So that's just my small thing. Everything else was really really great, and I am super excited for this movie. I really want to buy a cheap Spider-Man costume and then wear it to the theaters. I think that'd be pretty funny. So yeah, that's what I think of the trailer. It was really great to see it, considering that we didn't even know we were getting a trailer. Some of the things kind of bother me that like it's like a really sure chance we know Toby and Andrew Garfield are going to be in it, which I'd like a bit more of a surprise. I'm so glad they didn't reveal it at all in the trailer. Like we know they're going to be in it, but we don't see the scene of them showing up, so that doesn't ruin the surprise completely. Like it's still going to be an emotional scene because we haven't seen the actual scene yet. I've said scene a lot. So yeah, love the trailer, love the characters. The plot seems a bit iffy. I think they're going to fix it. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So farewell.